Hi, this is Mina of Mina Nix Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. In today's pick a card reading, I will be going over with you who your soulmate is and how you can attract them. I'll also include a few other tidbits about your life together. At the very end, we'll roll the astro dice so we can see what your soulmate's potential sun, moon, and rising sign are, and maybe find out a little bit more information about their personality that way. If you're already in a committed relationship, go ahead and pick a pile as well. Maybe this will resonate with your current love. I wanted to start off by defining soulmate. To me, a soulmate is a person who we make a spiritual contract with before we come to the earthly plane. When we meet them, it feels like it's destiny. Our soulmates are meant to push us along our spiritual path and raise our consciousness. I personally don't really believe that everyone has just one soulmate. I think that we could need to learn several lessons and then we would have contracts with a bunch of different people. Remember, today's reading is just a general reading. If you want me to tune into your personal spirit guide, please check out the readings that I offer on my site, www.minanixtarot.com. If you are new to pick cards, I'm excited that you're here. It's a lot easier to choose a pile than you might think. If you're brand new, I think the best thing to do is take a moment to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and on your breath out, just release any expectations of what may happen during the reading. And then once you open your eyes, you can see which card you're most drawn to. If it helps you to pick with something else on the cards, I'll go ahead and add essential oils to each pile so that you can pick that way. This is pile number 1, or the lemon pile. Pile number 2, peppermint. Pile number 3, frankincense. The 4th pile is rosemary. 5th pile is lime. 6th pile is eucalyptus. The last pile is ylang ylang. So hopefully the pile that you've noticed before and the scent match up. If not, maybe both of those readings are for you. It is totally fine if 2 different scents or 2 different piles or more than 2 different piles are pulling you their way. When that happens, to me, that usually suggests that your guides have little messages sprinkled throughout multiple different readings for you, and they're trying to create a more personalized reading just for you. So go with your instinct, whatever that is. Always, always follow that intuition. Pause this video if you need to look at the cards for a little bit longer. I'll go ahead and link the timestamps in the description box below of the different piles so you can jump straight to your pile or piles. If you're ready to go, grab your mug of coffee or tea and read some tarot with me. Hi, group number 1. If you chose the lemon essential oil, then this is your reading. Let's start with what you need to do in order to raise your vibration and be ready for your soulmate. For that card, we got the cheetah. Maybe spend some time focusing on your passions and life purpose. I think that the guides are wanting you to get a good sense of who you are and what you want out of life before you pursue someone else. This will change the impatience that you're feeling into boundless energy, ready to move and work with someone else in this world. What energy you need to release before finding your soulmate? Yuki Anna in reverse. Go ahead and just release that idea that we must avoid our emotions to function as an adult. Wiser people know that we must embrace all parts of ourselves to feel whole, and that includes some of our more ugly emotions sometimes. You're refusing to accept a certain situation for what it is, so you just stay frozen in your current state, unable to move forward. Say to yourself, this is just a temporary situation in the millions of moments of my life. This is not your forever. This is just your right now, and you can totally move past this, Lemon Group. Okay, how you guys will meet, the 3 of Cups in reverse. I'll just say this plainly, you might be meeting them during a time when you're socializing a lot and potentially partying a little bit too hard. Even though you're surrounded by a ton of people, you're still having this feeling of being alone in a crowded room. So that is the moment when you will meet your soulmate. Let's talk about your soulmate's personality, the Sun and the Nine of Cups in reverse. Your soulmate is proud and strong, and they bring this kind of sense of warmth into your life and reassure you that you can do anything you put your mind to. At times, they might be a little bit overindulgent, but they seem to have this inner happiness that shines out into the world around them. Let's talk about why they love you, the Lion. They love that you never stop pushing yourself. You always find room to grow and learn. And they love how dedicated you are to your small group of friends and how you take your time to make sure that your language is precise and that you are meaning exactly what you say. What they're here to teach you, the Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups. So they're going to teach you how to stop partying and start celebrating life. They're going to teach you how to set up clear boundaries, how to communicate more directly with those around you. You'll learn to work more collaboratively together and create a life that suits you both. What gift you guys as a couple are going to bring to the world, scold the future. Together, you will be able to show the world the power of the present and how to make the most of each moment, good or bad. And for kids, we got the Eight of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Cups. So what I'm seeing with these two cards together for kids is either that it might be a little bit difficult to conceive at first. There might be some unrealistic expectations about what children will bring for the two of you, and it might be causing a little bit of a disagreement there. One of you might be envisioning it as being an easy task, while the other might not be so ready to let go of life without children and start that process. So I would recommend making sure you get some counseling before you start having children, just to make sure that everything is going happy and well for the both of you. The last thing I want to do is roll the astro dice. This is going to give us a house, a planet, and a sign, but I'm just going to convert each of these to what sun, moon, and rising sign your soulmate might be. So let's roll those. All right, so the first house we see is Capricorn. And then here we have Uranus, which is ruled by Aquarius. So Capricorn, Aquarius. There's the 12th house that's ruled by Pisces. So Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign for your soulmate. Okay, so if this reading resonated with you, go ahead and give me a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd like to see all of my videos, go ahead and turn on the bell notification so you can get notified each time I upload. I'll see you next time, and moving on to pile number 2. If you picked pile number 2 or the peppermint essential oil, then this reading is for you. Okay, so first thing you need to do to go ahead and raise your vibration to be a vibrational match to your soulmate is the Cobra. You may need to humble yourself a little. I can tell that you're a very intelligent person, but make sure you're using intelligence and not sort of that Hermione-esque know-it-all style when it comes to things. You may need to realize that there's so much more left in life to learn about, and I think that's what mindset you're going to have to be in before you can find your soulmate. Energy that you want to release, Oshun in reverse. Release the fear that there's not enough to go around. Just because someone else has something that you want does not necessarily mean that you can't also achieve it. So trust that you can have whatever you want, and you will find that the universe will be very generous back to you. Some actionable steps you can take to sort of get these two things accomplished. Having a weekly self-care routine is going to help you get into the mindset of romance. Once we love ourselves, then we can start loving others. Also, take time when you're noticing your thinking thoughts of scarcity and just sit quietly and listen to your breath. This can provide you some time to remember what you're grateful for in life. So self-care, loving yourself, and then also remembering to be grateful for what things you have. Okay, how you will meet your soulmate, the Hermit in reverse. So for this one, you meet during a time when you might be overextending yourself and trying not to look at a hurtful situation. So something negative may have happened in your past, and instead of dealing with it, you're just kind of pushing past it. And that is going to be a time when you meet your soulmate. What your soulmate will be like, their personality, the high priestess. So your soulmate is kind of sensual and they're divinely connected. They're creative and full of great ideas. They may come off a little bit mysterious at first, but they have a very strong sense of intuition. So they're definitely a person that you can trust. If they have a feeling, trust that feeling. And what they love about you, the dragonfly and the whale. They love your sense of curiosity and how you're not afraid to dive deeper into some more complicated topics. They basically love your intelligence. So don't stop being intelligent. Don't stop being intelligent. Just don't be a know-it-all. They admire how many challenges you've overcome in your life, and they admire how you can take on a calm mind, and you seem to have wisdom beyond your years. Okay, what are they going to teach you? For this one, it's the Empress in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I think this might be the mindset that you're currently in that they're going to change. I think it answered a slightly different question, but that's fine. We'll just go with it. I try to go with whatever the guides are wanting to tell us. They will make you feel a lot more confident and let you know that you don't have to be overbearing or oppressive to get what you want, that it's all about just a perspective shift and focusing on gratitude. They're going to teach you how to delegate so you can sort of let go of some things and take some things off of your plate. Ooh, and they're also going to help you let go of some things that just aren't serving you anymore. They're going to be pretty good at helping you realize that. What are you two going to bring to the world? Sophia. You're going to teach others to open up about the idea of magic and how magic is all around them. Remember, I said they're kind of an intuitive person. So I think that they might do some kind of work in intuition. They might be a tarot reader or an astrologist or something of that nature. The two of you together are going to encourage those around you to express themselves freely. Okay, moving on to kids. I actually want to pull a clarifier for this card. The Seven of Wands. So we have the Seven of Wands and the Five of Cups now. I think your first child might be a bit of a surprise. And at first, it might not be such a welcome surprise. I can see that there's some negative emotions around this child, or um, I don't, I guess I just have to say what spirits put in front of me, but there could have been a loss of a child before this, which is why having another child or getting pregnant again might be a little bit scary at first. But you you will persevere past this situation, and then it's going to be like your children sort of have this divine protection around them. So it's not so great at first, but then it will get a little bit better. So hopefully that gives you some hope here. The last thing I want to do is roll the astro dice, which is going to give us a house, a sign, and a planet. And it will also tell us what your soulmate's sun, moon, and rising sign could possibly be. So let's roll those. We have Pluto, which is ruled by Scorpio. We have Gemini in the first house, which is ruled by Aries. So Gemini, Aries, and Scorpio could be your soulmate's sun, moon, and rising sign. So that's all I have for you, pile number 2. If this resonated, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification if you want to get videos exactly when I upload them. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, third pile. If you chose frankincense, then this is your reading. The first thing I wanted to talk about is how you can raise your vibe to be a vibrational match to your soulmate. And for that, you got the starfish and the earthworm. I'm getting the sense that you're the type of person who tends to judge a book by its cover, or perhaps you've kind of been able to scoot by in life by just using your looks. If that's you, that's actually can be a smart strategy to use in life. But what your guides are telling you is it's time to open up about the rest of you, because actually you aren't just looks, you're also very intelligent, and you have this kind of, you're sort of a master of a craft, and it's almost like you're scared to show it to people. Um, you've used your looks for so long that you're kind of like, what will people think if I start sharing that I'm an expert with something? But I think it's time for you to express that valuable skill that you've been hiding, because someone somewhere out there, someone sort of needs that artistry in their life. And it's time for you to sort of take your path to the next level. What energy you need to embrace in order to meet your soulmate? Marry. So release the idea that we must see to believe. It's time to grow your faith by taking notes of all the wonderful things that are already in your life. So it's time to embrace all the good, wonderful things in your life and really say thank you for them. Some actionable steps that will help you get both of these things going. Work on your throat chakra by singing aloud or reading aloud. I could even see, if you wanted to, going out and doing a little karaoke. If that makes you nervous, then that might be the exact thing you need to open up that throat chakra. Just get out there and kind of get silly and maybe make a fool of yourself a little bit, and it'll sort of loosen you up and put you in the right mind frame to be a little bit more comfortable to share this skill that you've been hiding. Surround yourself with uplifting friends that encourage all parts of you. Sorry, I just heard do a daily throat chakra meditation for a while. I don't think that would be a bad idea if you wanted to do that. How you will meet your soulmate, the Five of Wands. So it's not going to be love at first sight when you meet your soulmate. In fact, it may be a very tense first meeting, and the two of you seem to be from completely different backgrounds or mindsets. So there may be a little bit of fighting or disagreements when you first meet your soulmate. That's pretty interesting. Okay, their personality, the Three of Wands. Okay, so your loved one may be from a different country than you're from. They're an extremely hard worker. They might even be a little bit wealthy. So it's almost as if they have this sixth sense in their business skills, and they hop on trends before they even blow up. They sort of have this way about business, which has made them a good, decent amount of money. All right, what they love about you, the crow and the crocodile. So it looks like they like a lot about you. They love how observant you are, and they're probably going to be a big force in your life to teach you how to sort of make better use of your alone time, show you how alone time can be used for self growth. They love your friends and how passionate you are about learning as much as you can about your career and your craft. So that's pretty cool. I guess you guys are really going to accept um, moving forward on a career path. That's exciting. They enjoy how you seem to know things about them without them even having to tell you. So there's like this, don't need to use words to know exactly what's going on with them. They really enjoy that. Which I guess makes sense, because if they're from a different country than you are, they may not speak your language as their first language. So they'll definitely there'll need to be some kind of like mental connection going on between the two of you. What they're going to teach you, they're going to teach you to be more empathetic. Through their example, you'll learn that real strength is not shown by force, but by the creation of mutual respect. So that's a big lesson they're going to teach you. I really am enjoying this person. I think they're going to be very fun. What you're both going to bring to the world, the goddess Nyx and Ariantid. You will teach those around you to stay true to their intentions and to enjoy the curiosities of life. You're going to be able to show people how to stop putting labels on things of good and bad, and just recognize that every situation could lead to a blessing. Blessings will come exactly when they are meant to and not a moment sooner. So you guys are going to be able to help the world calm down a little bit about things that might be going on with them. And for this one, kids, Ace of Wands. So your children are going to be these creative, action-packed, very busy little things. I expect one of them, when they grow up, might even move abroad for work when they're a little older. You're going to have some luck giving birth and expanding your family, and I see a very fun, creative, excited family here in this reading. The last thing I want to do is roll the astro dice. This is going to give us a house, a sign, and a planet, but I'm going to go ahead and convert the planets and the houses to what sign rules them so we can get a better understanding of your soulmate sun, moon, and rising sign. Okay, so Cancer is the sign, so maybe a Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. Mars is ruled by Aries, so an Aries, sun, moon, or rising. Eighth house is ruled by Scorpio, so it might be a Cancer, Aries, or Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign for your soulmate. I hope this resonated with you today, and if it did, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you turn on your bell notification, you'll get notified every time I post a video, so you won't miss a thing. I will see you next time. We're going to move on to pile number 4. Okay, group number 4, if you picked the Rosemary, then this is the reading for you. All right, mindset you need to get into before you can find your soulmate. You must learn to be fully present. You might need to spend some time developing your nurturing side a little bit more, and you still need to learn a little bit more compassion before your soulmate can find you. I sense that you might have grown up in a rough home, maybe, and so you've sort of learned to be hardened and tough as well. But in order to find that soulmate, you'll need to kind of develop a little bit more empathy. Energy to release before you can find your soulmate is Lilith in reverse. Release the idea that you must be with someone to be whole. Develop a greater sense of self. And that's a lot easier said than done, right? Being lonely is lonely. And I can totally understand wanting to be with someone just for the sake of being with someone. Release a person in your life who is intentionally causing drama or causing you harm. Being alone might be exactly what you need to heal and regroup right now. So Lilith also is really big into like letting you know that you're strong enough to do what you need to do. Usually pulled when people are feeling kind of weak or feeling like they're not going to be able to make it through. That's when they get Lilith, because she's all about like, you are strong enough and you can do this. Actionable steps to take to get into these mindsets. I recommend it all the time, but I'm going to recommend some meditation or a craft that you can do that you can lose yourself in and sort of calm your mind. I also think that getting more successful in practice with meditation or a craft could build up your confidence and your self-esteem. Moving on to how you will meet your soulmate, the moon reversed. Actually, I'm taking a look at some of these cards, and I actually think Spirit might be answering a question that's different than what I pulled the cards for. And I'm not the type of tarot reader who just gives you fluff and nonsense. So I want to be very real. I think that some of you, okay, let's kind of change directions here. So some of you grew up in a very rough home and you may have had a relationship that in your lowest of moments, when you were feeling super lonely and super alone, you chose someone who was maybe not the best person for you. You were feeling kind of like you needed an immediate love connection. You were just sort of reaching for anyone that was there. And because your home life was a little rougher and maybe your parents were not the most supportive or potentially even abusive, you may have picked someone who was also abusive because actually, let me pull a clarifier for this personality of your soulmate card. So let's see what we get here. The Eight of Wands reversed. So let's talk about the person's personality. I think you're pulling, actually, the reason you chose this pile was to tell you that there's a soulmate who may be presenting themselves as a fake soulmate. So this fake soulmate person feels like a soulmate, like your destiny, you felt destined to meet each other. But now that you're sort of in the relationship, they could be fairly abusive to you. They could be gaslighting you a little bit, making you feel like you're the crazy one. In reality, they're very needy and they need you. And so they're making you feel like you can't leave them, which I think, I'm not sure what situation you're in where you feel like you can't leave them. but you definitely feel stuck with this person. If possible, and I don't want to push this too hard because I know how hard it is to get out of an abusive situation, but if possible, I would really recommend that you try to get out of it. Maybe the craft that you're taking on here could give you a little side money if money is the reason why you're staying, if you need them for financial reasons. Maybe you can make a little side hustle with that craft that you're doing, but you definitely need to get out of there as soon as possible because there is a better person for you and you will not be alone forever. But I'm just letting you know that you could be alone for a long time because this kind of person is very hard to recover from. You need to do a lot of healing and a lot of soul searching. I'm sorry, this is a really heavy one. Unfortunately, the guides just tell me what they are going to tell me. And I have to say what they say or else they get mad and they stop talking. So, why they were attracted to you, the stingray and the bee. So, they were attracted to you because you're a very hard worker. You fit in with a lot of people quite easily. You seem to fit in wherever you go. You help them connect to other people in the world, and honestly, you might be helping them connect to other people that they're manipulating. They also love, in the beginning, how eager you were to try new things. That really excited them. What this situation is going to bring to the world, I think once you've recovered from this, what the guides are trying to do, why this situation has happened or is happening, is because they really need you to be a person that helps heal others' past traumas. I think because you've had a rough home life and now you've been in a very rough relationship, they're kind of going to use your story as a way to help others who are stuck in this situation as well. Um, you're going to end up being the strength for others who get stuck in a bad relationship, and you are going to help people be able to move out of these relationships much quicker. That's it's a beautiful story, but it's not necessarily a happy story. But I think it will bring, your story is so much bigger than just soulmates. I think that's what they're trying to get across here, that you are a person that they have chosen to help bring up the collective, and your mission is so much bigger. So let's talk about, I actually pulled 4 cards for you for kids, and I was wondering why we got 4 cards, but looking at them here, I think some of you may be stuck with this person because you have a child with them. So either A, you've left, but you have a child with them, so you still have to see them occasionally, or B, you're still with them because you have a child with them and you don't want to cause inconsistency in your child's home. And if it's the second one, I urge you to not let that sway you to stay with them, because actually, if you stay with that person, then your child may be destined to repeat some of the patterns that you have, and they may find themselves looking for people who are causing them pain as well as an adult. Oh my gosh, I really hope that you picked more than one pile here. If not, then I think this is no longer a soulmate reading and it's more of a life purpose reading. For some reason, this person just really has you caught in this illusion that you don't have any other options, but in reality, you're actually very capable, very charismatic. You're a master of something that you could use towards your advantage. And you're going to have so much compassion after this situation that you're going to be able to teach and help others. So they're making it seem like you need them, but really they're just living in a fantasy land, not you. So don't let them sucker you into their delusions, because this is not the end for you. This is not what your life should be. You have a much greater purpose in life. I want to roll the astro dice. It's going to give us what their sun, moon, and rising sign might be, and it'll just add a little bit of confirmation if you're on the fence about whether this person is right for you or not. Remember that soulmates are not always about love and romance. Sometimes a soulmate is just a destined meeting to help us push us along our path, and I think that might be what's going on here. So let's roll the astro dice and see what sign that they might have. The fifth house is ruled by Leo. Jupiter, which is ruled by Sagittarius. And then Pisces is the sign. So this is either your sun, moon, rising as confirmation that this reading is for you, or their sun, moon, and rising as to make it confirmation that this reading was about them. So take that as it resonates. If this does resonate with you and you have any more questions about this, please leave me a comment below. I hope you can get out of this situation. If you need any help, please reach out. I've been in similar relationships before, and just know you're not alone. You are supported and your guides are behind you. This situation is just meant to help push you along your destined path. I hope that this has cleared up a few things for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 5. Hi, pile number 5. If you chose the lime essential oil, then this reading is for you. Let's start with what vibe you need to embrace in order to find your soulmate, the shark. Okay, so sometimes you feel pretty hesitant to tell people what you want and let your guard down and really let them in. And it's time for you to start speaking your truth. People are not mind readers and they won't naturally assume what you want. I would start by asking for small things and then building your way up to asking for the bigger things that you want in life. So it's time to start pushing past sort of like a superficial relationship with people and start diving into deeper, more meaty relationships. The energy you want to release is Rhea reversed. Release the idea that life has to follow an exact plan. Plans are very great, but they need to have room for change and movement in them because life is a fast-paced game that's always moving. As you get new information, you want to change your plan around. As you grow as a person, you may need to update your plan. So just release the idea that once you have a plan set in stone, it can't be changed. How you will meet your soulmate, the star in reverse. They show up in a time in your life when you think you've lost it all. You might even be sitting around thinking, why do I even bother? I'm not getting anything in return from working so hard, so what's the point? Then that's when you'll meet your soulmate. This kind of reminds me of like a rom-com plot. I'm not trying to make light of feeling like you've lost it all at all, but doesn't that kind of sound like a movie? Like he lost it all and then in she walked kind of deal. Okay, their personality, the King of Wands in reverse. This person actually could be an Aries. So they're pretty impulsive, but they know how to grab life by the you know what and get what they want from it. They have some high expectations for those around them. They may even enjoy conflict a little bit. So if you're the type of person who likes to fight or get in disagreements or intellectual arguments, they might be that type of person too, which I kind of wish that I had more of a way to like stare down an issue in the face and be like, bring it. I wish I had some more of that nature in me. What they love about you, the fish and the turtle. They love how adaptable you are and how much you enjoy traveling. You're a pretty cool writer or storyteller, and you've collected a lot of deep wisdom over the years that you share, and they really enjoy listening to you and listening to your thoughts. What they're going to teach you, the Queen of Wands. They may teach you how to be a little bit more financially independent. They're going to teach you about self-care. Essentially, they're like the King of Wands and you're like their Queen of Wands. So they're just kind of like made for you. I think the biggest issue in your relationship might be forgetting to be a little bit gentle or understanding with each other. So definitely take some time for open, calm conversation when conflicts arise, or else you may find yourself in a few more fights than you'd hoped to be. I know that for some people, fighting can be really fun and passionate in the relationship, but just make sure that nobody takes it too far. What you're going to bring to the world, Anxiety in reverse. You're going to teach others how to let go of the notion that everything needs to be perfect. You might even work with others to help restore their self-worth. So you may be counselors or do some kind of hobby where you're helping people that are downtrodden kind of pick their lives back up. I can see the two of you doing that. And you're both fairly passionate people. So I think you would be great in that line of work. or just doing that in general? Okay, so the Nine of Swords is for kids. One of your kids may struggle with some anxiety. They may have some pretty fearful emotions and they tend to feel things really, really strongly. And so you're going to have to be fairly patient with that child to help teach them healthy coping strategies. I feel like this might actually be a destined match for you guys because you guys can kind of get lost up in the passion and forget empathy, and your child kind of comes in to be like, hey, this is how emotions are and this is how I'm feeling, and you kind of have to change your mindset a little bit, and it teaches you to be a much more open, caring person. So this is almost like a soulmate-ish type of meeting, if you will, when your kid comes into your life. They're sort of here to teach you empathy. The last thing I want to do is roll the astro dice. This is going to give us a house, a sign, and a planet. And I'm going to take the planet and the house and convert it into what sign rules those things so we can get an idea of your soulmate's sun, moon, and rising sign. All right, the fourth house, which is ruled by Cancer, Scorpio, and Mars, which is ruled by Aries. So your soulmate's sun, moon, rising sign might be Aries, Scorpio, or Cancer. All right, I hope that resonated with you. If it does, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the reading. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you subscribe, make sure you turn on that bell notification because that's going to notify you every time I have a video so you won't miss a thing. I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 6. I'll see you guys next time. If you pick pile number 6 or the eucalyptus essential oil, this reading is for you. Let's start by talking about the vibration that you need to be in to attract your soulmate, the swan. You need to start connecting with your inner voice. There's a part of your soul that's just dying to come out and be expressed. You could be feeling a little bit curt or snippy at times. When you are, that's the part of yourself that's feeling repressed, that's desperately trying to get out. What you need to release in order to find your soulmate, Hestia in reverse. Release items that bring up bad memories. It's time to throw out anything from past loves or old clothes that don't fit your body or your personal style anymore. If you have old junk mail cluttering up the place, it's time to get rid of anything in your place that holds negativity or creates stress. So clean up your house, clean up your mind. When you will meet your soulmate, the Ace of Swords. You meet them after a big time of success in your life, after you've just had a major breakthrough. That's when you'll find your soulmate. The personality type they have, the Three of Pentacles. They're a social butterfly. They love collaborating and learning from others. They are what we would consider a lifelong learner. If they say that they want to accomplish something, then they're going to work really hard to get it done, and they will be pretty successful with it, especially if they're doing work with groups of people. They don't tend to make empty promises. They stick to their word. What they love about you, the tarantula. They love how you follow your intuition, and oh, so that's cool. So you end up, so before you find them, you do end up kind of connecting more with your intuition. So they love how you follow your intuition and seemingly know what path to take when times get tough. They feel as though they can rely on you to make the right choices in life. And if you're struggling to connect with your intuition, a good way to start that process is to just start journaling, emptying your mind in a journal. You could spend some time writing about whatever you're thinking about. Definitely spending some time alone in meditation. Those are great ways to open up your intuition and get more in touch with that. What they're going to teach you, the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Oh, actually, I think this might be what one of them is like what they're going to teach you, and one of them is what you're going to teach them, which is interesting. Okay, so Spirit's saying they will teach you to rejoice in new discoveries and how to plan for the future. And then you will teach them how to get out of their scarcity mindset whenever they're stuck in a state of worry. That's fun. That hasn't happened yet. What you're going to bring to the world, Persephone in reverse. You will help others notice red flags before it's too late, before they get themselves in a bad situation. You're also going to help others make healthy and informed decisions. So together, you kind of use your collective intuition and their ability to work with others to teach people how to get out of situations that they're in much quicker. For kids, the King of Wands, your kids are going to be visionaries. You're going to have some natural born leaders, and there might even be an Aries in your bunch. Aries are very fun leaders. Okay, the last thing I want to do is roll the Astro dice. This is going to give us a sign, planet, and a house. I will tell you which sign rules the planet and the house that we get, and that will give us a better understanding of what your soulmate sun, moon, and rising sign will be, or might be. Okay, we've got Cancer, house 2, which is Taurus. Oh, actually, so this is the ascending sign, so they're just being really, really specific and saying that their ascending sign or your ascending sign is going to be Cancer or Taurus. So thanks for being super specific, guys. That's all I have for you, group number 6. If this resonated with you, go ahead and leave a comment down below to let me know what you thought about the reading. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a video and you don't miss a thing. Moving on to group number 7. See you next time. Hi, group number 7. If you picked the Ylang Ylang oil, then this reading is for you. Let's talk about what vibe you need to be into in order to attract your soulmate. It's the gazelle. You've been hurt before and you're all too aware of what can go wrong in a relationship. So right now, each relationship that you're going into, you're sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. And what happens is as you're sitting there waiting and watching, inevitably, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, things do go south, because usually when we start looking for trouble, we do end up finding it. So energy to release, Hecate in reverse. Release the idea that we must be fully prepared before we move forward. We cannot stay in one place forever. Whatever you're sitting and deciding on, just go ahead and make a move. It's okay if you don't have everything perfectly planned out or it's not the perfect situation. Sometimes we just have to take the risk and go for it. If something goes wrong or you fall down, it's completely fine. You can pick yourself back up and try again. Know that all experiences can teach us some sort of value in life. How you'll meet your soulmate, the Two of Swords. You meet when your life is at an impasse and you aren't sure which decision to make. Dun, dun, dun. You could also be avoiding moving forward when you meet your soulmate. Okay, so they might be the helpful catalyst of change for you. What they're like, the Ten of Cups, they bring harmony into your life and are your divine love. Okay, so this is a really great card for this situation because this person brings some harmony into your life and they end up being your long-term divine love. And I'm sort of getting the sense this might happen sooner rather than later. They seem to know how to bring things into alignment with you, and they help you start walking your life's true purpose. Some actionable things that you can do right now to get yourself in a space to meet your soulmate. I sense that some of you may be chefs or really enjoy baking. So if this is a calming activity for you, go ahead and take on more of that. Just make sure you're not overindulging and be aware of the quality of ingredients that you're putting into your food. I'm not sure why, but you got 2 different cards here that talk about food and eating well. So make sure that everything that you're putting into your food is great quality. Maybe you have a history in your family of diabetes or other sugar issues. So that might be why they're bringing that up, just to make sure that you're staying healthy. Sometimes we ask guides one question and then they have just so much to say. They try to put it all in one place. All right, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. So why do they love you? The Elk. Your soulmate loves how stable you are and how you stand up for what you believe in. You always stick to your values, and you're a very caring and consistent parent and a caring and consistent friend. So I'm sensing some of you may already have a kiddo, or you're kind of like the mom of your group of friends, if that makes sense. What they're going to teach you, the Queen of Cups in reverse. All right, so it's possible that you are jealous at times. They're here to teach you to trust again, to make you a little bit more mature, and to bring you into a more mature relationship, because I sense that you had kind of a rocky relationship before, and they're here to prove to you that not everything's going to be that way. What the 2 of you will bring to this world. Shakti in reverse. Together, you will be able to shake things up and force people to get uncomfortable for the good of their own growth. Oh, I love this. So, from not wanting to make a decision to helping others step into uncomfortable situations to grow. You might help people work through their shadow self. If you need to know more about shadow self, there's a lot of great, very explanatory videos on YouTube you can search up. For kids, I pulled 3 cards. So, and just looking at them, I think this is talking about 3 potential different children. And you're really going to have to figure out time management. That's going to be a big lesson for you after you have kids. But your kids are really going to bring you so much pride because your relationship is going so well. You may be scared to leap into parenthood at first. I'm not going to say each and every moment of parenthood is going to be blissful and wonderful and you'll be like the beaming mother on social media, Pinterest mom, basically. That might not be what it's like, but at the very end, you're going to realize how much kids can actually enhance your guys' life together. All right, last thing we're going to do here is to roll the astro dice, which is going to give us a house, a planet, and a sign. We will translate these into, for the planet and the house, we will translate them into what sign rules that planet and house, and try to figure out what your soulmate sun, moon, or rising sign is going to be. All right, the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, so they could be an Aquarius. The moon, Cancer rules over the moon, so they might be a Cancer. And then the Leo sign. So we have Aquarius, Cancer, and Leo. That could be your soulmate's sun, moon, and rising sign. If this resonates with you, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you turn on your bell notification, you'll be able to be notified every time I upload so you don't miss a single pick a card. I upload pick a card videos every week, and then every month I put out horoscope videos for each sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. All right, I'll see you next time.